it's not as good at coming up with like a big stream of text that is actually interesting, right? It tends when it's writing long form to end up being a little generic. How do you think about pushing it into something that is
Yeah.
more synthetic and less kind of a recitation?
Yeah. I think a part of this is a machine learning problem and a part of this is an interface problem. In an interface level, another way to think about why the output is gray or like blurry is that it's just really hard to pack in all of the context you have inside your head into a prompt. If you ask for like an interesting story about a cat, in your mind, you have all the cat stories that you've encountered and what you like about cats. And when you say a story, maybe you actually mean like an adventure story or a mystery novella. But to a language model, you just said story and cat. And so it's going to sort of regress to the mean of like the most minimum story possible. An example of an interface solution to a problem like this might be the language model can ask you back, what do you mean when you say a story? Do you mean mystery? A level up from that, maybe instead of having to respond back in language, there's just a bunch of like toggles and levers, and maybe the toggles are automatically generated. So it accounts for like how much action do you want versus what's the length versus what's the tone, or how much mystery do you want. And then that's another way for the human to communicate, to like narrow the scope of the output such that the model can make it less blurry.